So, as you probably already know, Godot 4.5 was released basically just a couple of days ago, and even though it really has a lot of interesting things, which then allow you to create pretty complete games. For example, I have this 3D platformer over here. It still lacks something that is vital, okay, in game development, that, for example, Unity itself does not lack, okay? So I want to talk about this feature in this video and why it is so important. Now, the main thing here that, at least for me, Godot 4.5 got is basically abstract classes, okay? So this is a way in which you can define a class as an abstract, for example, this class animal, and then you have a function, okay, for example, which is called cry, and then you can, in every single class that inherits this class, for example, cat, you have a certain implementation. For example, the cat would cry during mew, or I don't know how to say it in English exactly, but you understand the topic. But if I know a cow wants to cry or a dog wants to cry, it's gonna do it differently, okay? So that's the key thing about abstract classes. So to put it more in perspective, okay, this is a key concept in game development that is called inheritance. In this case, actually script inheritance, okay, because also in Godot you may already know that you can have scene inheritance, but that is related but not exactly the same thing. So the key thing here is that this concept is called inheritance, okay, or script inheritance. And what this basically tells is that, for example, you can have a base class, for example, called animal, okay, and then you have several inherited classes, okay. So for example, let's do it like this. So you can have many animals. So for example, you may have a cat, you may have a dog, and you may have, I don't know, what's our animal, a bear, for example, okay. So what happens is that all of them are animals, okay, but at the same time they have things that they share in common, but things that they don't share in common, okay. So for example, the two main differences between these two are that, for example, these are domestic animals, okay, animals that you can have in your own house, but a bear you can't, okay. So here we start to see the differentiation between both of them, but still these three have some common behaviors, okay. So both the three of them walk, okay, or some kind of walking. The three of them eat, the three of them do different things that they do in a very, let's say, similar way, okay. But of course, then if we dive even deeper, what we're gonna see is that, okay, for example, the bear is gonna walk in, well, actually all of them walk in using the four legs, okay, in reality. But for example, the bear can also stand in two legs, whereas the dog and the cat cannot. So this is a very interesting feature that allows you to do lots of different things. So for example, here in Godot, in this game, what I have is a base obstacle class, okay, with a lot of logic, okay. And what happens is that, okay, I have a blank function which is called collided with player, and basically called indeed when the obstacle collides with the player. Now, if you have seen, I have many different obstacles. I have this obstacle, this other obstacle, and this other obstacle, for example. So what happens is that each of them have this class, okay, this script that inherits or extends here base obstacle. So what I do here is I call the same function, okay, but in this case I basically, okay, decrease lives 2, I decrease 2 lives here. Whereas this function is inside the base obstacle. Basically, if we take a look at it, it's basically over here. It exactly does that, decreases the lives. So for example, in the saw it decreases 2, but in the spike block Y it decreases 3 lives, but in the spikes 1, okay. So there you start to see the differences. So in this specific case, if we have this graph over here, so we have obstacle, and we have, well, in this case 3 different types of obstacles, okay. So whenever you start to think about these things, the key thing here is that you start to think of, okay, what are the behaviors that are the same ones? Basically, this symbol is, okay, is equals to, and which behaviors are different ones, are different from each other. So the similar ones is that, okay, when they collide with the player, they do something, okay. But the key different thing is what actually happens okay, when you collide with the player, okay? So from there you start to build a way better architecture, okay? So that was the introduction that you had to know about in order to understand this, okay? Now, this was introduced in Godot 4.5, not inheritance, but abstract classes, which is like something that I already explained, but it's very similar. It will just not allow you to instantiate this script itself, but once again, I won't get too technical. The key thing is this concept over here of, okay, having a base class and inheriting in those classes, okay? But that is cool, okay? Now we are in Unity in C# specifically, and I want to show you something. Here, for example, I have an abstract folder where I have these abstract classes that we have been talking about. And in both Godot and C# or in both GDF scripts and C#, this works pretty similarly. Of course, the syntax you can see here is a little bit different, but it's the same thing. You have an abstract class over here, and then you are inheriting this class in other classes. So for example, here in the enemy health bar, I'm inheriting from health bar as well as in the player health bar, for example. And the concept is the exact same one. But here we have something that you can kind of combine with inheritance and with abstract classes a lot, and it works flawlessly. And this is interfaces. So what happens is that in Godot, in GDScript specifically, you can only extend from one class, from one object. If I want to extend, for example, here from base obstacle, and I also want to extend from, I don't know, let's extend, this is class coin. Okay, then let's say that for some reason I also want to extend coin. Okay, and I'm not gonna be able to do it. You cannot extend two things at the same time, okay? So you can only be one thing at a time. And there is something also true, okay, in C#, because, okay, here I'm inheriting from mono behavior, which is the default inheritance. But as you can see, I am also inheriting here from I health bar. In reality, if I wanted to extend other class, for example, I don't know, base projectile, for example, as you can see, I'm going to have an error. I can either extend the base projectile or mono behavior, okay? But why can I actually inherit I health bar? Because this is called an interface. It has nothing to do with a UI interface. It's completely different. So just for you to know that. So for example, in the health bar, what I have is, okay, this I health bar here. So this I health bar interface is over here. And as you can see, it's pretty simple. You just declare as a public, all interfaces have to be public. If not, if I want to make it private, for example, I'm gonna have an error. If you don't know what is public, what is private, it's basically the accessor. So if it is public, it can be accessed in other classes. If it is private, it can't. But here we are actually accessing it from another class. That's why it must be public. And I basically have an empty method, which is called has run out of health. Why is this so interesting? Because, for example, I have here this I health bar over here. And what happens is that I have this same method, has run out of health, but I've made it an abstract method, okay? And this is something that, once again, has been introduced by Godot 4.5, which is an abstract function. So what happens is that now every single class that inherits from health bar will have to set a behavior for has run out of health. Let's see this in action. If we go to the implementations of the class in the player health bar, for example, okay, when the player has run out of health, I want to, okay, send here a function that the player has lose, basically. But when the enemy has died, what I want to do is, okay, increase the score of the player since an enemy has died, and I want to just basically destroy the enemy itself. Okay, so as you can see, they are events or functions that are called in the exact same moment, because then here I'm in the take damage function, I'm checking, okay, if current health is smaller or equal to 0, call the has run out of health function, which basically means call whatever code I have overridden in the classes that are inheriting it. So you can start to see, I know this is a pretty complex video, okay, because we have seen inheritance, we have seen abstract classes, we have seen abstract functions, we are all now seeing interfaces. But this is something that will really allow you to create better games, better architecture games, more modular games, because now if I want to add another object that has to die and something has to happen when it has run out of health, I just create an empty class, I make it inherit health bar, and I will have to override the method. In reality, like this. Sorry, like this. As you can see, when I inherit a health bar, I have an error here, and it says enemy health bar does not implement inherited abstract member health bar dot has run out of health, the method that we have created over there. So we can directly press over here quick fix, implement abstract class, and here we do the corresponding implementation. Now, are there any situations in which you may want to use an interface in a class that is not abstract? Yes, there could be some specific cases. Now, in a lot of cases, you tend to combine both, okay? So once again, take a big breath, because I know it's complicated, but I just wanted to mention this out. Of course, in Godot, you have support for C# and you can do it, but if you're, let's say, 100% a Godot user and you don't want to use in C#, you don't have access to interfaces. So that's a very downside, okay, because it's really something that, at least for me, comes very hand to hand with abstract classes, okay? So now let me just go over again and make even better this base obstacle, because in reality here this is not an abstract class. It just says, okay, class name base obstacle extends area 3D, and I have different things, okay? So in reality, if you make a class abstract or not, it's not really gonna change much. The only thing that will change is that this base obstacle is not actually attached to any object, okay? What is attached are the scripts that inherit from base obstacle. So if we check so, for example, the script that this has is called so, which inherits base obstacle, but it's not directly having here attached the base obstacle script. So as it is stated here in the Godot news page, we just basically have to add the add abstract attribute over here, and this will make the class abstract. So what this will do is that then if for some reason you want to instantiate this script, basically add it to any node. Let me look for it over here. Base obstacle, you will receive an error, as you can see here in the output, and it wasn't even attached. Cannot set object script blah 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 should not be abstract, okay? So it's basically like a security measure. In reality, it won't really change much. What will actually change much is marking a function as abstract. This function collided with player is currently optional, okay? So for example, in the so, if we don't actually override or set a behavior for this function, we can basically not set anything and everything's gonna be okay. But what happens is that a lot of cases we do want to make sure that every single class that inherits from our base abstract class basically overrides a function or sets a behavior for a function. So in those cases, you will also make this an abstract function. So what will happen now is that you cannot have a body, basically you cannot have a function definition, so you have to basically erase this and just leave it like this. And even the colon over here. Okay, and now what we'll see is that when I save the script and I come back to so, okay, I am seeing an error. Class so GD must implement collided with player and other inherited abstract methods or be marked as abstract basically. So we have to, here we don't have a shortcut right now as in C# to implement the class, sorry, the function, so we can directly copy it and paste it over here and set whatever we want, okay? So that's the key thing. So in a way, you can say, oh, what are the differences between interfaces and abstract classes if here we are also inheriting and we are overriding a function? So those are lots of valid questions, okay? Unfortunately, I don't have here the time in this video to cover that. I already have a lot of videos in the channel explaining more about inheritance, about scene inheritance, script inheritance, abstract classes, all these things that are all related together. And as you have already seen, it's not an information that you will find in lots of tutorials or channels, because these are kind of more advanced concepts that not a lot of people are actually implementing and using. So make sure that you're actually subscribed to the channel. Now, if you go to the description of this video, you're gonna be finding this link, okay, in which you're gonna be able to click on it, and you will actually have access to all my Godot courses, okay, for 1 month free, okay. Here you go, 1 month free, okay. So I'm gonna be able to check all my classes, which are something like 7. I already have something like 100 students here taking the classes all the time. So make sure to check this out. Or if you want to get access to the classes separately, you can buy them on Udemy, okay. You have here the Godot courses, for example. I even have Unity courses, whatever you need in game development, you will have it here. And well, here they are. Okay, some of them have some 13 ratings, an amazing overall rating, a lot of students, so make sure to check them out. And also by using the link in the description, you will also get a huge discount. Sometimes these things that I leave in the descriptions have discounts, sometimes they don't, so make sure that if you were able to grab one link with a discount, make sure to use it right now. See you there, and bye bye.